some of the football players at Northwestern, in the Big Ten. And,
Well, let's be real. They're all getting paid anyways. They're just trying to find out a way to make it legit.
Yeah.
They're all not all getting paid, but some are getting paid for sure in all sorts of ways. Oh man, they're really clever. Giving cars to grandparents through sister companies, we don't have anything to do with that.
You're the 10th caller.
Oh, they never get money; they just get a bunch of shit, for free.
So what was it? It was Eric Dickerson's grandma got a maroon Trans Am from A&M, and then he ended up not even going to A&M and went to SMU, but she got to keep the Trans Am. What's A&M going to do? Hey, we want that car back?
Yeah, that we weren't supposed to give you.
Exactly,
we weren't even.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yep.
Yeah. But it has almost gone over like a whole nother level where now all these players are like in video games and stuff, and their jerseys are selling, but
they make more money on the sponsors. I mean, even if they didn't get paid for college or whatever, they already have endorsements. From Nike and stuff, the big guys before they're even in the majors,
the coaches. Okay, so like the coaches have the big shoe deals, like the basketball coaches. So a lot of it doesn't necessarily trickle down to the players, but the ones that obviously that make it to the pros, I mean, they'll get theirs, but a lot don't. So I don't know. It's an interesting situation, and I know a lot of people think, well, they're getting a free education, but man, some of these players, they're making NCAA's making so much money off their likeness.
They're working so. I mean, you think,
you don't
have time to do. Some of these guys also
they're not allowed to hold a job too.
You can't. You don't have time to hold a job. When can you hold a job
and
then practice twice a day?
And they have so much extracurricular stuff, let alone on the practice field. They got to go to these events and they got to show face, and it's
tough.
It's a full-time job.
So, I mean, I do feel for the guys that that are going to school to, the only reason they're playing football is to pay for college.
Yeah.
So, those guys, what do you do? Like, I don't know.
There's got to be
tricky situation.
They need to definitely redo some things and figure out, what's best for the players, the schools, the people. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it,
especially in sports like football, where it's there's so much wear and tear, and versus like
I mean, what if you spend 4 years at a school, working your ass off like you said, and then you get injured in the end, and you never got paid nothing.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Like out your senior year.
Yeah, you got nothing,
right,
bro.
yeah,
it's
and that's happened. There's some famous cases. Charles O'Bannon from UCLA back in the day. I mean,
some of the best players that would have been the best, but just the politics or the off the court or the field stuff or things like that. It's like, man, they were really good, but they couldn't play ball. They couldn't play the system. I mean, I tell people this all the time, that the people that are professional athletes, there's better people out there than them. They just didn't play the game. They didn't do the politics. It's so much work. Yeah, they got to go to these events and be good and not get in trouble and so much and network and build their portfolios.
Yeah.
The guys that are really good but they don't do the extra work, they get washed out, man. It's a business. You're selling yourself.
I had a lot of girl cousins growing up, and they all played select softball, and they were just jam up. And almost all of them went to college, or a couple of them. And the freshman year, they were like, we're done. We've been playing softball every single weekend our whole life.
Travel team and all that.
Select ball, yada, yada, yada. Uncles were the coach, yada, yada. And then, it's like, we're done. But my uncles were like, we're only teaching all this sport to pay for college.
Right.
Like,
No, it's funny how that works. I had a number of friends who got tennis scholarships. None of them, they all burnt out before they finished their college career. Swimming, I mean, it's just, it's such a grind to get to that point. And then when they finally got there, got the payoff, they were just burnt, man.
Like you said,
peak early.
You're 23 or 22. You've been swimming for 19, like 19 years. You've been swimming since you were 4 years old. You're just like, oh, dude, I'm just over it.
I want to go to a house party this weekend. I don't want to go swimming.
Yeah, right.
So I'm peaking now. Like I'm 33, and I feel like I'm kind of finally peaking because I screwed it all off.
Right,
the last 10 years.
Well, you definitely don't want to be the kid that peaked in elementary school, right? I mean, I've thought about that a lot. I mean, some people peaked early. You don't want to peak too early.
Yeah, I knew some really cool kids in high school and junior high that
they didn't pan out,
right?
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah, they seemed so cool then, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I've done way cooler shit now.
Yeah.
Now I look back and kind of like
they had the world that they were on top of it back in third grade, but now they're
what a confident little fifth grader. Yeah, like he thought he had it all figured out.
Who's laughing now, sucker?
Yeah, maybe it was just your parents that were cool, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, those cool shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the parachute pants.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Oh man. Yeah, John, we're not that old.
Yeah, we might be too young for that.
I dated myself big time. Yeah. My bad.
It's all good.
Oh man. Well, what else?
There was back in the day a singer named Michael Jackson, and he was real popular and he wore parachute pants. But yeah.
Yeah, he was popular back in the day, huh? Maybe still a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
he's the only guy.
He took a turn. Things got kind of weird there.
I don't know, though, to be honest. I mean, they're still making so much money. I mean, even after all the shit that's came out, I still hear his music all the time.
It's that pop culture.
It's never going away.
Yeah.
He will not die. It cannot die. It doesn't matter. Like he will go on forever. He's like grandfathered in, bro.
Yeah,
he's grandfathered in. I mean, that's it. Like no matter what, bro. More shit could come out.
Yeah,
it would just be better. It'd just be more PR for the family.
I couldn't even.
They'd make more money.
The HBO documentary.
Oh God,
about that guy.
No, I didn't watch it. Yeah,
yeah. I watched it. When it came out, and then like a year later, I talked about it a few times, and Alyssa had never seen it. And she's like, I got to watch this thing. And so she sat down and watched it for a few days. And she's like, oh, my God.
Is this real? Yeah.
Holy shit. Like now, because I'd reference it and she'd be like, that's crazy or whatever. I'm like, no. You need to watch that series. And yeah, it changed her life.
Yeah. That's.
Oh, wow. It's hard not to, to believe some of that stuff. You wonder, how can they just make this shit up? But I don't know.
Yeah. So what else is going on around town?
Man, so this weekend, we were talking before the show about Tops, the really long-running boating organization.
Okay, yeah.
So they've got a fun run over at Barge on Sunday.
Okay,
yeah. So that's pretty exciting.
So Tops is like the original OG kind of boat organization, way
the
before Outlaw Challenge. A lot of guys that are... I feel like a lot of those guys used to be involved in the challenge, and a lot of those guys, they pulled back. A lot of the Tops guys are kind of separate. Some kind of do both events. Well,
it's been around for a lot of, let's face it, we probably lost a lot of the original Tops guys. I think Red Adair was the original guy. I mean, some of the, it's
so like Reddit. My dad brought up Red Adair the other day. He was talking about him. I don't even know why, but he was, Red Adair, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so that's so funny. But
you're a badass if John Wayne plays you in a movie.
Right?
Dude.
Exactly.
He literally said that. He's like, I think John Wade played him in a movie. And I was like, holy shit.
Hellfighter.
Yeah, he's from good old Alvin.
Yeah. He would go in and close wells off that couldn't be closed, right?
Yeah.
Disaster situations, send in Red Adair, right? He'll handle it.
If you haven't seen the movie, it's it's kind of old movie. It's got John Wayne in it. But it's a pretty cool how they would take these bulldozers and put like a piece of aluminum tin up and then just drive in and shut the thing.
Wow, dangerous shit. But somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, I remember hearing about those guys when I was down in the oil field. That were still doing it with some other companies. I don't remember the names of them, but I remember one company they were saying like when you signed on, you got like a $40,000 bonus and a Rolex.
Golly, they're like we will let you wear the Rolex when we bury you. Yeah. You'll have it on you in the casket.
Yeah, it's kind of like signing up to go to the war.
Wow,
here's $40,000. Thanks for joining the army. Thanks for your service.
Yeah, I got a $20,000 bonus when I signed up. Granted. They tax the hell out of it and they give it to you over 3 years, you know. But so you got 20,000. I'm like, well, I got like 4, and then I got 4, and then I got like 3, and then I was out of the army. But I did get it.
Right. And then they took it off. They put it on my tab at the bar. Yeah. Next thing.
Exactly.
Next thing you know, I owed the United States money.
Right.
I think I put in the overtime in Iraq, so maybe it was breaking even. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, Red Adair, the original Gulf War back in the early '90s, I think his operation shut down a lot of those oil fires.
Wow!
Yeah, I think when they left the Kuwait, they started a bunch of fires and. So my mom was rescued by Red Adair in Nassau Bay. Flood back
that was
in the
Red
80s.
Adair?
Yeah.
I've heard the story. I didn't know it was Red Adair. I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
It was a flood. I forgot what the name of that flood or storm was, but it was. I was a young lad. We lived over in Clegg Forest, and the what you now call the
Clear Lake Causeway.
Yeah. It was. Look at that on cue, man. Nice.
Yeah.
But it was underwater. Of course, it was the original version, which was lower than the current version.
Right. I've never seen the current one underwater.
No.
I feel like I've seen some high tides.
I hope if that one goes underwater, then chances are my house isn't fair.
I'm pretty sure if that's underwater, we're underwater right now. Where we're at.
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll never see that underwater.
We're talking about the NASA Road 1?
Absolutely, yeah. So the bridge, or the causeway.
Actually, the bridge from the Hilton to Clear Lake Park. We call it the Clear Lake Causeway.
Okay. Right, yeah. Because a causeway is more like a road that's over water, not bridge. Gotcha. It's more just a road that goes over water. Like, it's not, it's different. So it's just like a small causeway.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, and we've looked this up. It's officially, I don't know how you could call it anything different, to be honest. But I know it's always been referred to as back in the day.
Actually, I've never. Clear Lake Bridge or whatever. I know
some people mistake it with when you say Clear Lake Causeway. They're like, oh, the Kemah Bridge, and I'm like, no, that's the Kemah Bridge.
Yeah.
Over Clear Creek.
Yeah, this is different. This is the Clear Lake Causeway. Yeah.
No, I remember when I was in high school, constables came and did a little presentation right before probably freshman year, maybe sophomore year, and that little part of the Clear Lake Causeway back, I guess, in the late 80s, early 90s, was the most dangerous stretch of road in Harris County, which you can kind of see because, you're two-way traffic. I mean, there's a potential if somebody's not on their game for a head-on collision all day long. I've never seen it.
Three lanes on each side. There's no middle lane over there.
There's no middle lane.
Somebody pulling a boat with no trailer lights.
Right. Or somebody just, hey, look
you've
how
got
nice
the
water.
You've got the water to distract you because anybody that drives by right there, if you didn't look at the gate, if you didn't look at the lake, you were on your cell phone.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, you're either looking at your cell phone or looking at the lake. You may not be looking at the road.
Right. And it curves. It's not exactly a straight line.
And now I'm getting ready to look at NASA to see if there's any big deer back in there.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
I'm always kind of
Man, there's a lot of young deer there off Space Center.
And they're on the other side too. Yeah. They're over there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then I was going to say there was something else on that. Oh man, I can't think of it now.
And of course, we've talked about how that boundary there, the lake or whatever.
Is a beer boundary.
It's a beer boundary for beer distributorships going
that's
back
the line.
A long time.
Oh, really?
It's not the county. It's a
so where we are right now, Charlie, literally we're a mile away from one Budweiser territory. Once you cross over the Clear Lake Causeway, hit where the Hilton is, that's Silver Eagle territory. Okay. Right now, we're in Wismer territory. You go over the Kemah Bridge into Galveston County, then it's Del Papa territory.
Okay.
So we're literally at the connection of three Budweiser territories.
Major Texas distributors,
and of course, old beer laws. It's natural boundaries. So it's that really separates. Where the different territories.
That's how old it's. Natural, old.
A lot of cases, natural. In some
the
cases,
river separated us. Man, the brewery was on that side. We were on this side.
In some cases, it's like county lines. But then look at obviously Galveston County is separated from Harris County by a natural boundary.
Clear Creek.
Clear Creek, Channel, Clear Lake. So but that's always kind of an interesting story about the different beer districts.
Like when you're driving out in the country, you'll go through a county, and it's like county line liquor store.
Right. Yeah.
There's always because the old dry counties.
Yeah, Nacogdoches and Nacogdoches County to Angelina County. There's a bridge, and then there's 40 pop-up liquor stores on either side of the road, drive-thrus. People get their beer and drive back into Nacogdoches. Yeah.
The old Bible Belt up there.
I know what I was going to say, and I think it's that I'm not surprised that was the most dangerous road a few years back. When did you say?
This is like late 80s, early 90s.
Okay, so in the late 80s and early 90s, there's tons of awesome waterfront venues on Clear Lake right now, and we promote them. We've been to them, but
there used to be more.
There was more. There was so many more. And
Clear Lake,
let's be real, DUIs were not as common back then, so people drove more lit. So I can see how maybe in the 80s and 90s that was a bit more dangerous than maybe today. That makes sense.
Agreed.
Yeah, I've had this conversation a couple years ago with some friends, and we talked about how boating, and all that on Clear Lake. There's really not that many, especially Outriggers is closed now. You can only go to the Barge, Cabo. There's only a handful of places to go by boat and kind of just hang out.
Yeah.
Right. You're right. There's waterfront venues